Beastars is about a gray wolf named Legoshi who tries to help catch a violent criminal named Melon until it all goes horribly wrong. He then decides he wants to meet Melon again because he has way too much faith in people. At the high school, the drama club gets word that the festival isn't going to allow them to perform because separating carnivores and herbivores doesn't align with their live together theme. Except the school forced them to segregate. How is that their fault? Seems like punishing the students for the school's decision, but whatever. Then Kibby comes up and starts talking about his experience of getting his arm ripped off by Teo. And so, I don't think this matters. Alright, I guess Legoshi decided to help Yaya and shows up at the venue of Melon's party.
Oh boy. This place?
Yeah, this is gonna go great. He meets Yaya, who tells him that Melon is half gazelle and half leopard, and Legoshi is gonna act as a bodyguard for one of the dancers at the party. And if he succeeds in catching Melon, Yaya will erase the devouring incident from his record. But I thought it was super important that I hate this character. Legoshi is instructed to act as someone who gets excitement from adventure, but since he doesn't know how to do that, he just acts like a weirdo. Yaya's trying to get Legoshi killed. Anyway, they then go to the the masquerade party. This is an eyes wide shut party. The masquerade party and search for Melon. Meanwhile, the lion mayor, who definitely has something to do with the black market, basically threatens Ogma with information about where Louis really came from in exchange for some favor. But more on that later. Back at the party, Legoshi goes into the bathroom where he runs into a gazelle. Legoshi notices that his pee smells weird, realizes that was Melon, and runs after him as he goes to the balcony. Yeah, this is a great idea. Legoshi notifies Yaya he found Melon, but then he immediately gets caught. So he and Melon go to have a chat, where Melon struggles to take off his mask and oh my god, is he okay? And tells Legoshi he knows he's not a full-blooded gray wolf.
That's not what
What are you mixed with?
Komodo dragon, actually.
Really? No way, your parents were freaky.
Well, no, it's my maternal grandfather.
Well, my heart certainly goes out to your poor mother. Tell her I said so.
She's dead. She killed herself.
Wait, what? His mom killed herself? Holy crap, no wonder he's so depressed. What the hell? Anyway, Melon starts, I think, joking around and calling himself a freak in nature, which kind of makes Legoshi mad. Then, since Yaya's taking forever and Melon's kind of a dick, this maniac shoots Legoshi and throws him off the ledge. Yeah, Yaya was just trying to get Legoshi killed. At his family's mansion, Louis gets a report on what's in Keenis and finds that there's just enough meat and bone in it to not be detected by tests. His researcher starts telling him about the contact she has at the Kopi Luwak lab who could help. But then Louis gets a sudden phantom pain in his leg so bad he falls out of his chair, which makes him think something might have happened to Legoshi. Almost like they're connected. Well, the Shishigumi are pissed about Legoshi and Yaya crashing Melon's party and are supposed to kill these two dancers for it. But they let them go since Louis made them promise to protect these two. As they're leaving, Free just so happens to see Louis cutting through the black market. So, as promised, he's going to shoot him. Normally, this is where I'd wish death upon Louis, but he's no longer the biggest asshole on this show, so... damn it. But Free missed because Louis just so happened to shed his antlers at the same time. So, Free decides screw shooting him, and they take him to the hideout to patch him up, where they learn Louis lost his leg and they tell him Melon only lets him eat meat twice a month. Otherwise, he feeds them melons. Because he's kind of a dick, or maybe he just likes to mess with people. I don't know. Melon comes back and the Shishigumi hide Louis. I'm sure that's gonna work. And he brought them something. Oh my god! What is with this guy and severed heads? Moving on, holy crap. The Shishigumi try giving Melon a tail as a replacement meal for the dancers they let go. So Melon gets pissed. Why is his character design so good? And stabs Agata in the hand and tells them if they don't bring out the deer he smelled, he's going to kill Agata. So I think that once Miguel grabs Louis' shed antlers and makes up some story about how he ate a deer he saw earlier. So Melon decides, good enough, and walks out. Even though he's a maniac, I kind of like this character. Oh good, Legoshi's still alive, because Mr. Death Garden decided to actually do something nice and brought him to the hospital. Except he's in a coma and is having an out-of-body experience, so maybe he's dying. I mean, he's hallucinating his dead mom, so maybe. Legoshi's mom used to be a model, but the way hybrids work is they have a dominant and recessive species. Which species is dominant and how much the recessive species shows is kind of a toss-up. Like how Melon looks like a gazelle but has the mouth of a leopard and a long tail, but Legoshi's mom has no physical Komodo dragon qualities. But after they go through puberty, usually around 18, the physical aspects of the recessive species begin to show slowly more and more over time. So with Legoshi's mom, what started out as one small patch of scales began to grow into big patches all over her body. There is one more aspect to this, but more on that later. She couldn't model anymore and became so depressed she felt there was only one option. Seriously, no wonder Legoshi is so depressed. Anyway, Legoshi wakes up and is somehow able to sneak out of the hospital and goes to visit his mom's grave. Why is he naked? What the hell? Anyway, Louis goes to the Kobe Luwak lab under a false name to speak with Deshiko about what Keenness is, although I'm pretty sure he already knows. Deshiko explains some science stuff that I'm not going to get into, and that he uses Keenness to expose carnivores who are eating meat or something, and this is some weird way for him to get research on Melon.
Mixes are the one subject I'm most obsessed with researching right now.
What a little weirdo. But I guess some mixed species have certain senses that are super in tuned or completely lacking, and the same thing for appetite or desires. Where and how did he get these pictures of Melon? Sometime later, Legoshi decides it's a good idea to visit Yaya and check how the search for Melon is going, but he doesn't know where Melon went.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's entirely my fault for involving an amateur like you in the first place.
Yeah, I literally don't know what he thought would happen.
I put you directly in harm's way. Forgive me.
That's not an apology. That's telling Legoshi to do something. I feel like we've been over this already. At least Yaya is smart and isn't gonna allow Legoshi to be involved anymore, although I'm pretty sure that's just because Gosha got pissed. But Legoshi wants to talk to Melon again, because it went so well the first time. So he steals Melon's mask and runs out. What an idiot. While investigating, Legoshi finds out that one of the dancers could see some strange pattern through Melon's shirt. Anyway, Legoshi takes Sangwon to the bathhouse, where he teaches Legoshi some useful phrases in ocean language, because that won't be used later. On their way out, Sangwon eats some octopus from a vendor while Legoshi freaks out about it, and they just miss Melon, who gets some too.
I was robbed of the taste buds of both herbivore and carnivore. No matter when or what I eat, everything turns to ash in my mouth.
Well, that sucks. Speaking of mixed problems, Melon periodically gets additional leopard spots which he really doesn't like, and to cover them up, he gets tattoos of melon leaves over them. Wait, how does that work? Tattoos are made by injecting ink through the first layer of skin into the second layer, so it's in the skin and any layer of hair would cover it. So an animal covered in fur, in this case a gazelle or leopard, wouldn't show their tattoos. It doesn't grow on the fur. I don't know how this works. Anyway, I guess sloths are so slow at tattooing, they usually end up killing their clients, but Melon likes it because he's a masochist. Well, Legoshi tracks Melon down to the tattoo shop, but he's already gone. Except the sloth is having a delayed conversation with Melon, so Legoshi stays and eavesdrops, where he hears about something called the Droplet of the Reaper. Meanwhile, Louis goes to the police station looking for the Beastar, but I guess it's a secret that he lives there. So Louis makes up some story to at least get access into the building. Couldn't he just ask Legoshi to talk to him, or do they not talk about these things? Okay, he gets to the top floor, but the door is locked. So he decides to pick it, and what did they censor this for? Seriously, why? They showed a bloodied, severed head twice, and that was fine. But showing someone picking a lock, that's just unacceptable. Were they worried someone was gonna learn how to lockpick from a cartoon? What the hell? Anyway, after that completely unacceptable action, Louis immediately gets caught, tries to run, and gets arrested. But the cop drank Keenness, so he's freaking out and attacks Louis. You know, it's a good thing he has that fake leg. But Mr. Death Garden comes in and saves him. So Louis decides this is a good time to tell everyone that he was attacked because of Keenness and what it really is. At the library, Legoshi is looking up what the droplet of the Reaper is, and who are these headphones made for? It looks like it's made for the wearer's ears to be on the side of their head, but most characters in this show have their ears on the top of their head, so these wouldn't fit. So who are these for? It doesn't matter, and finds out it's a rock structure at the beach. Oops, Louis' fiance's company produces keenness and Louis' stunt caused the stock to crash, although I feel like 90% is a bit of an overreaction. So now Ogma's pissed at Louis and starts asking if he's gay and if this was a ploy to get the wedding called off because he heard about Louis throwing up on their date. Wow. Anyway, Legoshi goes to the beach that the Reaper thing is at and starts wondering what Melon thinks about when he's looking out at the ocean.
If only he would talk to me even just a little bit. I'm sure we could come to an understanding.
Nope. The whole thing was a trap.
Oh yeah, I have like freakily abnormally good hearing, so I picked up on your attempts to follow me right from the get-go.
So Melon starts mocking Legoshi for wanting to sympathize with him. So this is what they're gonna do after Riz. Anyway, Melon and the Shishigumi tie Legoshi to a chair. How did they get this chair here? This is an office chair. It's not like they could fold it up and put it in the car, and I'm pretty sure it wouldn't fit with 7 people in the car. Did Melon have the Shishigumi assemble it here on the beach? I mean, I can see him doing that. What the hell? Melon ties Legoshi to the chair and puts it on the edge of the cliff because he wants to make sure Legoshi really dies this time. Considering he's the main character, I'm sure that's not gonna work.
Why are you doing this?
Just because it's fun.
Then, since Melon's kind of a dick, this maniac throws Legoshi off the cliff and into the ocean. I know I shouldn't, but I do really like this character. Anyway, back at the college, Haru is thinking about Legoshi instead of paying attention in her history class, and gets called out for it from her professor, who is Melon. You know, I had a joke set up for this back in season 1, but I cut it out of that video. God damn it. The last third of the first half of this season is really good. The conversation when Legoshi and Melon first meet is really well done. It does a great job of showing Melon's charisma and his ability to get people to open up to him while messing with them, like getting Legoshi to tell him how his mom died without even asking and then immediately shooting him. I like how they use different times and settings to explain mixed species and what makes them different from pure-blooded animals. Like using Legoshi's mom to explain the dominant and recessive species without explicitly saying it, and how the recessive species shows more over time. And using Melon to explain how being mixed affects his senses with not being able to taste anything and having extremely good hearing. And showing the transformation process with the leopard spots forming on his leg and using his tattoos to show where they formed in the past. Although I still don't know how tattoos work with him. And using Deshiko to explain this in greater detail. I do really like Melon as a villain. I kind of wonder if the manga's creator wanted Yaya to be this arc's villain but changed her mind and made Melon. Yaya's whole switch from wanting to kill Legoshi to feeling bad about almost getting him killed seemed really quick. But maybe it was for the better, even though I still don't like Yaya. I like how Melon has this manic energy and that he likes messing with people. Like how he pretends to be sympathetic towards Legoshi at first, but after he reveals his true intention, he shows this crass attitude about everything and everyone around him. But yet there are glimpses of real frustration with how the world has treated him. And yes, I know, I was extremely critical of and angry towards Yaya for doing basically the same thing. But that's because Yaya, as the Beastar, is in a very high position of authority and is using that authority to break the law by killing carnivores for his garden, while expecting everyone else to follow the law and punishes those who don't. Where Melon isn't in a position like that, doesn't care about the law, and doesn't expect others to follow it while he does whatever he wants. I'm not defending his actions or saying that they're okay, but the difference is that Melon isn't being a hypocrite about it. On top of that, when does Melon ever claim to be the good guy? The voice acting is excellent. Jonah Scott is once again fantastic as Legoshi. He does a great job with the emotions he puts into the character. From the excitement Legoshi has at meeting the Beastar to the fear after Yaya attacks him, or the anger towards the keenness dealers. He can put a depressive tone in his voice when Legoshi is talking about his mom, and joy from having a conversation with her while Legoshi is in a coma. And you can hear the hurt in his voice when Legoshi feels betrayed by Melon when he just wanted to talk to him. Griffin Puatu is again great as Louis. You can hear the maturity in his voice as Louis has gained a new appreciation for the world and is learning to be a true leader. But yet he can show moments when Louis acts like a kid, like on his date with his fiancée or when Louis is having conversations with his father. Darren Criss is excellent as Melon. To be honest, I thought his voice would be higher pitched because he's supposed to be sarcastic, like he's putting on a facade, but I can look past that because his voice acting is really good. He's great at the sarcasm Melon has when pretending to be excited about Yaya knowing who he is, and when he talks about different species getting along. He can also show frustration in his voice when Melon is talking about his heritage and getting more leopard spots. And he sounds really mean-spirited when he's interacting with the Shishigumi and when he's mocking Legoshi about wanting to sympathize with him. And the moment when Melon drops his facade just before dropping Legoshi into the ocean is really creepy. The animation is really good. I really like Melon's character design. Considering he's a mix between a gazelle and a leopard, they could have made his character look like a nightmare, but they did a great job blending the characteristics in a way that looks good. I find it clever how the top half of his face is a gazelle and the bottom half is leopard, but yet his face as a whole looks natural. It doesn't look like they took two halves of different species and just put them together. The same way how his body looks frail and skinny like a herbivore, but yet he has sharp claws like a carnivore. The only time it looks odd is when Melon first takes off his mask. I'm sure they use a different character model for that, but it just looks off to me. I like how smooth his movement is, how they animated him jumping from platform to platform, or just the way he walks. The way he cranes his neck and arches his back sometimes intentionally looks unnatural and uncanny, but that's to show how differently being a mix allows him to move his body, and is really well done. We're halfway done with the final season, and Legoshi has almost been killed twice by the same person. Maybe he'll learn he should just leave him alone, but probably not.
If you want to see an uncensored version of this video, or any of my other videos, check out my Patreon. If not, I appreciate you watching my video here too. Don't forget to do the YouTube stuff, and thanks for watching.